Afternoon, North Carolina vinyl picker here. Have a little coffee. It's been a busy day. We got 50 more here to look at, and then this is going to take us up into the 300s. So let's get right to it. And I did get one record in the. I'm going to give you a little preview of this record. This is a record by a band. His name is Larry Fast, I'll tell you that much. And he made a series of records back in the 70s and 80s on Passport Records. And this was my favorite album of his, of the ones he did. And I'm just gonna bring this one by you real quick. There you go. And then I'll be showing that on my Saturday show when I do my Saturday show, and then we're going to continue on doing 50 a day until we get the whole collection done. And I went through 50 last night, and then here we go. Let's go ahead and look at them. This one here is I just picked this up not too long ago, and it's by a band called Contraband, and the name of the album is called Time and Space. And I believe Peter Robinson is on here, and he is, and that's the reason why I picked it up. It's really good progressive rock, jazz fusion, good stuff. Contraband. Had to get that one online. Oh, okay, Disraeli Gears. Looks like we're getting into cream here. This one here I found in an antique store down towards Gastonia area, down that way. And if you can see here that this thing's all been taped together. This is an OG, people like to say, and it's just mint. I was really fortunate to get this one. I think I only paid like $5 for this. So, yeah, I'm filling up my cream collection. I've got some Best of Cream. That's on the old Atco. Another great one. Heavy Cream, kind of a best of. And then I picked up another Cream record that I'm going to show you on Saturday. That's in the pile down here. And then we're going to start getting into Crosby, Stills, and Nash. Another great album. Got Marrakesh Express, Sweet for Blue, Judy Blue Eyes, Guinevere. It's a perfect album. This album, and then when they bring in Neil Young, is another perfect album. What do we got left here? Four-Way Street. I'm going to be looking for another copy of this one. This one here is a little bit sketchy, so I'll find another copy here eventually. But this is a good placeholder for now. It's got some water damage to it, and the records are a little bit scratched up. Speaking of water damage, this one here has got a little bit of too. Might have been with that other record I bought it, I'm not sure. This is Graham Nash and David Crosby, their self-titled album. They made a lot of music together. And then we're going to get into Curved Air. I was just listening to this the other night and posting some pictures on the Insta. That's what the kids call it, the Insta. So, yeah, Curved Air's second album. Francis Monkman later went on to play with band Sky. And how about Curved Air Phantasmagoria? And this is a white label promo. Another great Curved Air album. I want to get a couple more of their albums. That lead singer, that vocalist in this band is unbelievable. She reminds me so much of Annie Haslam. Sounds very similar in her vocal style. And how about Wilding and Bonus? And this album, I have it on a picture disc. It's framed. It's you can't see it because it's up next to my TV here. But Good Saul and Giblin are on this album, and Phil Collins, Brand X people. So this is a Brand X alumni band with these two Gilmours here, Wilding and Bonus, are in the band with Lumley, Goodsall, and Mr. Phil Collins. Then we got Darrell Way's Wolf. Darrell Way was in Curved Air. Another great album. That's got prog, jazz fusion. Dave Cousins. You see, we're still in the we're in the D's now. 2 weeks last summer. A solo effort from the leader of the Straits. Another great album on the A&M. Not an easy one to find, but if you can find it, it's not real expensive. That's with a lot of stuff. Oh, we look like we're going into Mr. David Bowie. This one here is The Man Who Sold the World. Space Oddity. Found this in a little record store here, not too close, not too far, I mean, from where I live. He had a decent price on it, so and it was in really good shape, so I picked it up. Had this album back in the day. Now I have it again. That's for a lot of records that are like that. Young Americans. I've pretty much got all the Bowie I want, except for maybe I wouldn't mind getting Hunky Dory and the self-titled album. Station to Station. This is a little bit of a rough copy. The cover's a little had got some water damage to it. Didn't have any mold to it on it. That's a good thing. The album was marked down because of the cover, but the vinyl on here is just really good. So didn't want to pass that one up. Diamond Dogs. This is the reissue. This is 1974, but this reissue was done a few years back. No, it's not the one with his ding-a-ling. But that one there, that was a hard one to find. Aladdin Sane. Another great album by Mr. Bowie. And how about this one? The Rise and Fall of Ziggy Stardust and the Spiders from Mars. Epic album. Probably most people's favorite David Bowie album. This is a reissue, and that's why it's at the end here of my, this is from 72. It's probably my favorite as well. I do love Space Oddity. This one's on the orange vinyl. And this is Low. This is one of the Berlin series records, where he did a series of 3 records when he was living over in Germany. Pre-Fly. This is the David Crosby with the original Birds, the first recordings including Mr. Tambourine Man. So this is under David Crosby, so it's Discogs has it filed under David Crosby, even though these are the early songs from the Birds with Roger McGuinn and Gene Clark and all them. Here's David Crosby's solo album. If only I remember his name. This was his first album. I found this one in an antique store at the beach in Florida, and the guy had more antiques and paintings, and he was a painter, and he had beautiful paintings. He had all kinds of old furniture, and then he had a few boxes of records on the floor. So one day I was down there, and I was looking through them before we left Florida, and my goodness, I saw this one there, and he had all those records were like, I want to say they were $5 a piece or $3 a piece, and I seen this one there, and I didn't have it, and then I said to myself, I said, you ought to go ahead and grab this, because it's probably a good album. I don't think I'd ever heard it, but it is a very good album. I like Crosby, Stills, Nash & Young. I like all of them. Come to find out, this is a promo. So When I looked it up on Discogs, that's what it said. Doesn't have a promo sticker on it or anything. How about this guy? David Essex, Rock On. Yeah, one hit wonder? I'm not sure. I think he had other songs, but this was during the time of the glam rock. So you had T-Rex with Mark Bolan, and you had this guy, and you had David Bowie and Monta Hoople and all those great bands. David Gilmour's first solo album. Found this in a record store in DeLand in Florida, and you still got the stickers on there where he put the guy that owned the record store put on here. Pink Floyd singer guitarist, first solo album 1977. Sounds most like PF for Pink Floyd. And yeah, this is David Gilmour's closest album to a Pink Floyd album, put it that way. The rest of his albums don't really sound too much like a Pink Floyd album. And then this one here, David Lance. Like I say, I'm a sucker for Windham Hill Records, and this one here is Miranda Lotus Records, and they're very similar to the Windham Hill series. And this guy here is Cristofori's Dream, and it's real mellow, but it's really nice. New Age. What we got here? Oh, David Sanborn. I like me some David Sanborn. That's one artist I never got to see live. I would have liked to have. He's quite old now. He's probably in his early to mid 70s, I would think. I don't think he's, I don't know. He's still active, making music or playing anymore live. This album is one of his early ones, taken off. I'm going to show you probably 4 or 5 of his records here. This one here is called David Sanborn Band, Promise Me the Moon. I found all these in a antique store up here in North Carolina, and they were all $5 a piece. So I picked them all up, and I have not listened to any of them yet, but I will. This album is called Hideaway. This album is called Voyeur. This one here is called As We Speak. This one here is called Close Up. There's David Sanchez. David Sanchez played with Peter Gabriel. He's a drummer, and I'm sorry, he's a keyboard player, and he's played with played with Bruce Springsteen, and he played with Billy Cobham. He's played with lots of people, and this album here is actually produced by Billy Cobham. Yeah, David Sanchez plays the Hammond organ Moog synthesizer. He's awesome. David Sanchez is just incredible keyboard player, and he played with Peter Gabriel live. He was on some of his albums, I believe, so also, but he's also played with him in concert and live shows, and he was also played with Bruce Springsteen. But his jazz album, these are all jazz fusion albums. There's Transformation, The Speed of Love. This great stuff. You got a chance, listen. If you like jazz fusion, you'll love David Sanchez. And this is going in more into the late 70s here, just as I thought. Promo. Try those first 2 records I showed you first, and then you can get into his later stuff. Here's David Sanchez album called The Bridge. These were all a couple dollars a piece. Got them at a flea market in Mount Dora, Florida. Deep Purple, Fireball. Now we're still in the D's, so we got these Deep Purple, Fireball. I only have 2 Deep Purple albums. I like to get made in Japan, and a couple of their early ones. I like early Deep Purple, There's Machine Head. Of course, this is the classic album, Highway Star, Maybe I'm a Leo, Pictures of Home, Never Before, Smoke on the Water. Great album. Came with a poster, but I don't think mine has the poster. This one here I found, still sealed. Found it for $1. I haven't even opened it up to play it, but Denny Lyle. Have anybody ever heard of this guy? Singer-songwriter. I don't notice anybody. I just see on here that the album was from '72 and it was made in Louisville, Kentucky. So if anybody knows who Denny Lyle is and has to have it, let me know. Still sealed, never been played. How about this one? What we got here? Oh yeah, Mr. Dick Hyman. Yeah. I got 3 or 4 of his records. He plays electronics, synthesizers, one of the very first people to do this. 1973, 74, during that time, the world leaders in recorded sound, the organ antics of Dick Hyman, Mr. Richard Hyman. Here's one here, the synthesizer featuring Dick Hyman in the Moog. Whenever I find these, usually find these in Goodwill and stuff, and they're usually $1. There's one here, Electronic Evolutions, Richard Hyman and Walter Sear. Coming up to the end here for today. How about Dire Straits? We're going to end the day with Dire Straits. We're still in the D's, people. Here's their first album. Now on this next album, Communique, their second album, I saw this live in Norfolk, Virginia at the Scope. I can remember the show. And they opened for another band. But at the moment I can't remember who it was. I have to look back at my tickets, see if it says on there. But I still remember the show. They blew me away. And I was a big fan of Dire Straits back in the day. And I remember really enjoying the show a lot. I was lucky enough to actually see them early on. Here's Brothers in Arms. Probably multi-platinum album. I'm not sure. But I know it sold a buttload of records. Another dysfunctional band, him and his brother, from what I hear. Making movies. Got this one recently, not too long ago. And then I picked up another one that I'm going to be getting. I think I got that from the Waxed. I bought it from him and his great auction he had with Patrick. And then, okay, we're going to go into the Dixie Drags. This one here is called What If? This is a great band. If you never listened to the Dixie Drags, you need to get into these guys. Steve Morris is in this band. And later on, they have one of the members from the T. Lavitz is in this, plays keyboards, the late T. Lavitz. Night of the Living Dregs. T. Lavitz is on this one. No, Ron. This is the last one for today. Dregs of the Earth. T. Lavitz was with band. Yeah, he's on this one. Acoustic and electric piano, organ, synthesizer, and clavinet. T. Lavitz played with a band called The Elements, and the Elements were the Pat Metheny group. After Pat Metheny group ended his run, those members from Mark Egan and them, they all formed, and Danny Gottlieb and then T. Lavitz, they all formed the band called The Elements, and it's a jazz fusion outfit. And so then Pat Metheny went on to make albums by himself and with other incarnations of his band. But after the Pat Metheny group disbanded or whatever, they took a hiatus, and that's when the Elements came in, and that's when T. Lavitz from Dixie Drags joined them. Hey, we made it 20 minutes. So everybody have a great day out there. Hope you enjoyed the fresh 50 for today. I'll have another 50 for tomorrow. So now we're going into 300, the 300s, and this is number 6. So tomorrow will be number 7, and then we're almost got a whole week under our belts. So y'all take care out there, and stay safe, and help to support the troops. God bless them, and we'll talk to you later. North Carolina Vinyl Picker out.